React is a popular JavaScript library that allows developers to build user interfaces using reusable components. One of the most important aspects of React is the ability to manage state within a component. In this video, we'll discuss how to update a component state in React using functional components and the useEffect hook. What is state in React? In React, state is an object that contains data that can change over time and affects the rendering of the component. When the state of a component changes, React re-renders the component and updates the UI to reflect the new state. To set the initial state of a component, you can use the useState hook. The useState hook returns an array with two elements, the current state value and a function to update the state value. For example, the following code defines a counter component with an initial state of count set to 0. Updating state in React. To update a component state, you can use the useState hook to get the current state value and the function to update the state value. When the state value is updated, React re-renders the component with the updated state. For example, let's say we want to update the count state of the counter component whenever a user clicks a button. We can define a method called incrementCount that updates the state using setState. In the code, we've defined an incrementCount function that updates the count state by calling setCount. We then use the onClick event to call incrementCount whenever the user clicks the increment button. When the count state is updated, React re-renders the component and updates the UI to reflect the new state. Using the useEffect hook. In some cases, you might want to perform an action when the state of a component changes. For example, you might want to update a server or perform some other side effect. To do this, you can use the useEffect hook. The useEffect hook allows you to perform side effects in response to changes in the component state. The useEffect hook takes a function as its first argument and an array of dependencies as its second argument. The function will be called after the component has rendered, and after every subsequent re-render if any of the dependencies have changed. For example, let's say we want to log the count state every time it changes. We've defined a useEffect hook that logs the count state value every time it changes. The second argument of useEffect is an array that contains the count state value. This tells React to only call the useEffect function when the count state changes. In this video, we discussed how to update a component state in React using arrow function components and the useEffect hook. Updating state is an essential aspect of React, and it's essential to understand how it works. With this knowledge, you can create dynamic and interactive user interfaces that respond to user input and other events. Happy coding! Please like and subscribe.